For the demo, we will use two data centers, HPE ATC Fort Collins, Colorado, and ETINet in Montreal. Between the two data centers, we have a VPN. That VPN runs at 200 megabit, so basically 20 meg per second, megabyte per second. So at ETC in Fort Collins, Colorado, we have a nonstop X connected to a backbox VTC. The connection is using HBA at 16 gig, and we are also using large block between the nonstop and the backbox VTC to have fast backup. The VTC has 32 terabyte of user data storage, and basically all that storage is give to a virtual appliance running inside the backbox VTC, and that appliance is basically a core store. So that core store virtual NAS appliance is used by the backbox as a storage. That core store is also replicating automatically to another core store in Montreal, in our data center. So our demo will start by a backup of a nonstop X on a backbox VTC. So that backbox VTC will use the core store, and before seeing the automatic replications starting, we will need to wait 3 minutes. So during that 3 minutes of wait time, we will initiate the equivalent of a copy pool sync between the local core store to a Windows share in Montreal using a regular Windows server. We will also start the same type of copy using the core store to another core store in Montreal, and using a middleware called RapidSif, which is a source deduplication engine, which is going to give us a very interesting performance boost. During those copy, we will have a third replication that will be started automatically by core store. The automatic replication going to start, and when that replication, the automatic replication, going to be done, we will go to the next step, which is we will run a restore list only of everything on the replicated tape. So to prove that copy is a complete copy available in Montreal. So you can see here the replication from the local core store to the Montreal one. You have all the information related to the replication. That's a core store screen. So here you have the core store share that the VTC is using. So we will keep one copy. On that side, you have the Windows share that we will use after the backup, and the remote core store share that we will use after the backup. So let's start the backup now. So it's a 20 gig backup. That 20 gig backup should take between 2 and 3 minutes. So let's go to the status screen. So the tape is loaded actually. So go back to the nonstop. we will see, it's running actually. So the tape is loaded. We have activity. We are running at 170 meg per second, and we have basically 3 gig done on the 20 to do. So let's run the backup. At the end of the backup, we have large file. So we have more than half of the backup done. And the speed is still over 170 meg per second. From the dashboard, we can see the activity on the core store. So we are in the range of a bit lower than 200 meg per second of throughput, which match the number we see in this back box status screen. We can also monitor the CPU, the memory usage, and everything. So now the backup is done. Okay, the backup is done. So let's make the copy pool sync. So going to the Windows Explorer. Then we will start the first copy to a regular Windows share. We are running at 21 meg per second, which is basically the speed of the VPN. We start the second one using the middleware RapidSif, and sharing the same pipe. We see the first one, the speed will drop a bit because we are sharing the same pipe, and the one using the RapidSif run over 220 meg per second equivalent. It's not 20 meg per second of data transfer because only the new stuff is sent over the network. So that's what we call source deduplication. So we are making the deduplication into the source instead of doing it in the storage. So we are saving in the transmission speed. So we will wait until we will have a little glitch showing the automatic replication is started. So we should have an impact when the third replication using the same pipe. Oh, we have it. So actually, we have 3 replication running using the same pipe. And the two using the core store technology is using very little bandwidth. So the first one is not that impact. So it's almost done for the copy we did manually. So let's now going to the Montreal stream. So let's switch to Montreal, check the state of the replication. So in Montreal, we have a DR site, and we have that special replication for the boot camp. So the tandem boot camp is in sync, replication is done. So let's make the restore in Montreal. So we will do an edit of the OB file because we are not using the catalog in Montreal. We didn't install the cat sync between ETC and Montreal. So we need to change manually the OB file, and we will start the restore. So it's a list only, list all. So we're going to read all the tape and list all the file in that tape without making the restore. So done. That means the copy replicated is fully operational. So let's go back to Colorado now. We can see the copy pool sync equivalent, the drag and drop that we are using. It's about 25%, maybe 30% done. So we still have a 14-minute of remaining time. So for a two-minute backup, we are using more than 20 minutes of time for the replication. So for a 2-hour backup, we talk about taking 20 hours for replication. So a daily backup of 2 hours is probably the max that you can have with the type of pipe we have between Montreal and Colorado. But using the core store replication, we are 10 times faster. So the 2-hour backup gonna take less than 2 hours because we see the replication was running faster. The backup was running 170 and the replication was over 200 meg per second. So for a 2-hour backup, take probably less than 4 hours to complete the backup and the replication, which is quite nice. So that's basically the end of the demo. So thank you to take the time to see the demo.